Good afternoon everyone. In today's video we will be discussing regarding the friend function. Now before going to the friend function, let us see what exactly happens in a normal class. What exactly will be, who are all permitted to access the private and the protected members of a class. Usually what happens is you will be declaring all the variables inside the private section. Those private variables or as a private whatever the things you have declared within the private section will be accessible only by the member functions within the class. So if you are declaring some variables in the private, those members will be accessible by the member functions within the class. You cannot access the private members outside the class. Okay, that is the thing you have to remember. So the private and protected members cannot be accessed by the cannot be accessed by anyone outside the class. It can be accessed by only by the member functions. So to permit the functions outside the class to access these private and then the protected members, we will be making use of the friend function. So a friend function is a non-member function of a class. It is not a member of a class, but it can access the private and then the protected members of a class. Now if you consider the example, like let us consider the general example. Once we consider the general example, let us relate the same concept to this particular topic. Now we have an house. Okay, let us consider the member functions as the family members. Okay, and the private and the protected members, let us consider the assets that is present in the house. Let it be anything like a room, or else it might be a vehicle, or else it might be a TV, or else anything let it be. Now the family members are permitted to access all these assets. So let us consider I am in a house, my father, my brother, my sister, or else my mother, they are all capable, or else they have the rights to access the TV, fridge, washing machine, or else vehicles that is present in the house. Okay, the outsider is not permitted to access those things. Okay, understood this? Now what happens is, let us consider I have a friend. So this is me, A, and I have a friend. So I have access to TV, fridge, and then the bike, because these are all belonging to my family. Okay. So the outsider cannot access all these things. Now I have a friend with the name B. So since B is my friend, he is also permitted to access my TV, my fridge, and my bike, because he is a friend of mine. That is the concept that is involved in the friend function. So a friend function is a non-member function. A friend is not a member of the family, but he has the rights to access the private and then the protected members of the class. So this is the general example. Now let us go for the actual topic. So a friend function is a non-member function, okay, which can access the private and then the protected members of a class. Now let us see what are all the rules that are involved while accessing the while writing a program related to the friend function. So whenever you are writing the friend function, you need to make use of a keyword that is called as friend. Whenever you are writing a function, friend function, you need to make use of a keyword that is called as friend. The next thing is, since it is non-member function, friend function is a non-member function, we will not be making use of the scope resolution operator. We will not be making use of the scope resolution operator to define the member function outside the class. The third thing is, we will not be making use of the objects to call the friend function. Since it is not a member function, we will not be using the object to call the friend function. So, we will not be using the object to call the friend function. The next thing is, whenever the friend function is accessing the private and then the protected members, it needs to make use of the class object. It needs to make use of the class object. Like this, let us consider I have a friend B. He is permitted to access the TV, fridge and then the bike. But he has to take my permission. Like B has to take my permission before accessing the TV, fridge or else bike. Whereas I on my own can go for accessing TV, fridge and then the bike. So we need to make use of the object. So these are all the four things you have to remember. The first thing is, we need to make use of the keyword that is called as friend. The next thing is, we will not be making use of the scope resolution operator to define the friend function outside the class. The third thing is, we will not be making use of the object to call the friend function. So usually how you call the object function is s1 dot add, s1 dot input. This is how exactly you are calling the member functions. Since the friend function is a non-member function, we will not be making use of the object. The last thing is, whenever the friend function is accessing the private and then the protected members, it needs to make use of the object. That is, if you have two variables, let us consider in the private, you have two variables A and B. Let us consider you have two variables A and B. Let us consider the class name is sum. Okay. So, whenever the friend function needs to access A and B, it needs to make use of the object. Let us consider I create an object sum S1. Okay, S1 is the name of the object. Whenever the friend function needs to access these private members, it needs to access like this, S1 dot A plus S1 dot B. This is the four rules you have to follow while writing the friend function. So, a friend function is a non-member function. The first thing you have to remember is a non-member function, but it can access the private and then the protected members of the class. Whenever you are writing the program by making use of the friend function, you need to follow four rules. The first thing is, you need to make use of the keyword that is called as friend. You need not make use of the scope resolution operator because it is a non-member function, and you need not call the friend function by making use of the object because it is a non-member function. And the last thing is, whenever you are accessing the private and then the protected members, you need to make use of the object. I have given you the example. So this is the introduction regarding the friend function. Now let me write a program and I will show you how exactly to write a program by making use of the friend function. So the first thing is the header file. Next, as include on IO dot. Okay, I will create a class. Let us consider sum. Okay, inside the private, I will declare two variables. Let us consider int A and then B. Okay, next, what I will do in the public section, I will create one member function and one friend function. So, void input of int I comma int j. I will create one function, input function, which is used to assign the values for the variables A and then B. Next, what I will do is, I will create a friend function. Friend, I have told you, whenever you are creating a friend function, you need to make use of the keyword that is called as friend, and then the return type followed by the name of the function. Let us consider, I will write the function name as add, and I will be making use of the function argument. As I told you, you cannot use the protected and the private members directly, so you need to declare the class object. So sorry, just I will be making use of the class name. Okay, now I am closing the class. So I have declared the name of the class is sum. I have declared two variables a and b in the private, and in the public I am making use of one ordinary function, and the next one is called as the friend function. Now I will show you the difference between an ordinary function and then the friend function. So since this is a member function, always you need to make use of the scope resolution operator to define this member function outside the class. So return type followed by the class name is sum, followed by the name of the function is input int I comma int j. So what this function does is, it will assign the value of I to A and it will assign the value of j to B. A is equal to I and B is equal to j. So this is how exactly you are defining an ordinary function. Now let me define the friend function. So while defining the friend function, you need not define by making use of the scope resolution operator. So how exactly to define? Int add is the name of the function, sum is the name of the class. I'll create one object s1, return s1 dot a plus s1 dot b. What this function does is, it will add the variables a and then b, and it will return the value. Okay, so this is the thing you have to remember. So you can see the difference between the ordinary function and the friend function. Always the friend function will not be making use of the scope resolution operator to define it outside the class, because it is a non-member function. This is input is a member function, so we will be making use of the scope resolution operator. So this is the first thing you have to remember. So first rule, friend, you have to make use of the keyword. The second rule is, you are not making use of the scope resolution operator. The third thing is, you cannot access these things directly. For that you need to make use of the objects. Okay, so I have created the object and I am making use of this, or else I am accessing this a and then b. Okay, now I have defined the functions, both the functions. Now going for the call of the function. So void main, okay, sum s2. Okay, now s2 dot input. Input of, so this is consisting of two arguments. I will give two arguments, 5 and then 6. Next, for calling the friend function, cout the sum is equal to, since it is a friend function, I am not making use of the object to call this particular function. Directly I will call it as add s2, and then I will write get ch. Okay, so this is the simple program that explains the concept of the friend function. A friend function is a non-member function, okay, and it can access both the private and then the protected members. I have given you the example. So let us see what exactly happens when this program executes. So s2 dot, when the program executes, we will call this particular function s2 dot input of 5 and 6. So what happens? This function gets executed. I gets replaced with 5 and j gets replaced with 6. So what happens? A value now becomes 5 and b value now becomes 6. Next, what happens? The sum is equal to will be printed as it is. The sum is equal to will be printed as it is, and add of s2 will be called. So what happens? This function gets called. So in this function what you have written s1 dot a, s1 dot a is nothing but 5 and plus s1 dot b, s1 dot b value is nothing but 6. So 5 and 6 gets added and it will be returned. So the value becomes 11. So this is how exactly you are writing a program with the friend function. So one thing you have to remember is while declaring the friend function, you need to make use of the keyword that is called as friend. The next thing is you cannot, even though you can access the private and protected members, you cannot access it directly. Whenever you want to access it, you need to make use of the object. You need to make use of the object of the class. So what I have done is I have passed the argument, that is the name of the class is passed as an argument to the friend function. The next thing is while accessing the objects, you need to create the object. By making use of the object and then the dot operator, you can access the private and then the protected members of the class. The last thing you have to remember is you cannot call the friend functions directly. By making use of the object, you can call it directly because it is a non-member function. Hope you people have understood this particular concept. If you have any doubts, you can just contact me. Thank you.